Take two. Once again, welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess, High Priestess, Empress Anvala Pantera. Okay, welcome all. As you can see from the title, Releasing Emotional Blockages. And you will be able to tie in this message with the reading we'll do for the full moon in Virgo and when Saturn enters Pisces. Just to summarize that energy, it's a point where you'll be making a major decision, okay, when it comes to the evolution of your soul, as Pluto is preparing to go into Aquarius on the 23rd. Okay, so now when you have Saturn switching signs, there's always something that must be left behind. And we're now in the sign of Aquarius, which has to do with the collective social relationships, groups. So this could be where you have learned lessons as it relates to challenges you may have experienced in connection to all that you are, and groups that you are a part of, or people you choose to be around, or that you notice come around you. And all is based off of reflection. You feel me? So, welcome. You get it. So, we're here, right? I did pull a card for you all first before starting this live. It's literally 3:23. This is the second time this happens. So, that's going to be a crucial moment, a beautiful but crucial. And this is where I am truly grateful for this space with you all and to be able to deliver these messages, to be able to assist you as you go along this path, because it's about to get real quick. It's been getting real. You can see, you know, the chaos in terms of just simply with me going live and how that can, do what it do. But it's all good. There's always a way if the will is there. Okay. So that's the main thing for you all, is to connect to that solar plexus. You know what I'm saying? So that way you'll know solar plexus, Leo, knowing Aquarius, polar opposite vibrations. You bring those into a whole state. This is when you're speaking of a holy source, a holy spirit, a holy spiritual being having a human experience. You feel me? So the card that you all got first was the ninth house. Okay. And in terms of it getting real, it's one of those things where you're going to see a separation. The separation is awakened, unawakened. That's all it is. And it's very similar to the vibration based on the universal laws of this here wonderful planet that you as a physical being has had or has chosen the opportunity to be here to complete whatever mission this is for you. And once again, you'll know more about 407, Messiah energy. You'll know more about your purpose based off of your north node and your south node. That is the entire dragon that you come into this world with. Now, with the ninth house, this speaks of you traveling at a distance in order to attain higher knowledge. At the bottom of the deck, welcome, Alana, beautiful, hola. At the bottom of the deck, you have the moon card. So as I'm seeing the moon in the ninth house come out for y'all in the pre-shuffle, and the 12th house is literally peeping through here. And it's, pay attention to what I'm about to say right now, because it's literally, that's the confirmation. So first, here's another note. You could be receiving confirmations rapidly. Whether you're prepared for the confirmation, different story. But it's going to show up. So with the ninth house and the moon, this is like you traveling through the subconscious or the unconscious part of you so deeply that in doing so, that is the actual vehicle, the action that you take. So this has to do with you traveling through your mind as well, because the polar opposite to the ninth house is the third house. So this is traveling within your mind. This could be, as we have here, we do have the subconscious twice with the moon in the 12th house. But as far as the mind is concerned, you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Okay. So, in speaking of the duality or polarity of this realm, notice in the Kabbalion, the universal laws, you have one or the other. Anytime you go against that one and the other, this is why that like certain words like I don't know or maybe could be very detrimental. It's like the deeper you go into your spiritual path, meaning connecting with self, fully self, the more you're going to be able to see the importance of language. Notice there are different languages and not even just a verbal expression of a language, but more so the physical expression of a language, body language, you know what I'm saying? Love language, which could be a variety of things. So, as you can see from the title, releasing emotional blockages, all of these solar flares that are happening is like a collective journey as a collective, okay? That it's time to clear out all of these old beliefs, and clearing it out means clearing it out from the blood or the plasma within you. So this is a whole different type of vibe we got going on. It's one thing for you to change something physically through your actions, but a lot that you see that's happening or will be happening, the way you're transforming, it has a lot to do with what's going on within you. There are certain cells that you have that been dormant for ages, from the conception of time or humanity. So you can go back billions of years in terms of the ancestors within you that you may feel, okay, that you are literally recharging or recalibrating, doing away with old cells and rebuilding the new cells. Like all of this is happening in your body. Now imagine that. And if you're Cancer, sun, okay, the moon is in your sign. So the whole point that we were speaking of in video 7 about the Christ oil, that is happening to you as we speak. Okay, so go to video number 7. You can use that to meditate with, because I give you the rundown of what's happening in terms of what's being released from the brain and how you can help return the tithing or return it back to the brain. But yeah, let me see something. So we're going to look more into these messages, right? And see what's going on. Let me see what else comes out here with this 9th house for the collective. Welcome. Greetings, Amina. Welcome, y'all. And one of the things I can say about releasing emotional blockages, the seagulls today have been on one. It's like the way they're flying past the window, they look so pure and white that they really resemble doves. It's the most beautiful thing I'm looking at today. Yesterday, 4:44, right at 4:44, 4 crows showed up. I said, wow. I said, okay, let's go. Let's go. So here we are. Releasing emotional blockages. The 9th house is here. 9th house speaks of broadening your horizons spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. The house of the higher mind. That alarm's been going off quite frequently. This is the 3rd time it went off like that. Twelfth house. Let me look at 3:30. Let me look at this over here. Thank you, Mama Universe and Papa Universe, angel, spirit guides, and ancestors, ascended masters, protectors, warriors, activators through me, as me, heart and soul. Let's get it. Woohoo! Excuse me, sorry. It says Solomon. Hold on. So immediately what's coming in is the capturing of demons to release emotional blockages. There's so much. Okay, this is where, in order for you to release emotional blockages, you have to get into a point where you're observing a situation. And how you know you're observing a situation is that this could be something that happens quite often, and you start to feel it. And one of those feelings that you express through emotion could be anger, being pissed off, aggravated, annoyed. When you're observing, none of that happens, because what happens is you're not feeling it, you're just seeing it for what it is. Anytime you start to feel something, you've allowed yourself to be consumed by it. So, the way to release emotional blockages is to observe what it is that creates this certain emotion, okay? And don't be consumed by what it is that you're seeing. Because the moment you become consumed by it, this is when you create it to be a feeling. And then what you tend to say with expressing the feeling is the I am. So now we're talking about your God power. A true expression of your God power is going to observe something for what it is. And if it's not love, you're not going to put too much energy or expression into it. You're not going to give it life, basically. And as we're approaching this full moon in Virgo, it's putting you at a grounded state. Now, what rules the earth signs? You have Mercury ruling Virgo, Saturn ruling Capricorn, and Venus ruling Taurus. If you have fire signs in those planets of Mercury, Venus, and Saturn, this is the part of you that's able to dissolve a situation into its original form. If you have it in a water sign, this is where you'll have, this is where you'll start to consume yourself with these things. But you have to be real mindful of that, okay? Air signs, you have the ability to use all three: earth, fire, and water. But if you don't know that, you won't use it. Don't mind that. Because apparently it's part of this message, okay? Ring the alarm. Let me see what that means. Ring the alarm. Chosen ones. That's on that list. Rise and shine from the broken heart. Uh, Make no mistake. Don't feel like you are a mistake. The God of gods. End of tears. And when we speak of chosen ones, this is speaking of, first and foremost, you've already won the first battle or war when it comes to choosing this life. It was you and a billion other sperm cells at that same time, but you chose to be the one to get to that space where you know you can be nurtured and grow. Pay attention to what I just said. You chose this particular situation or this ground or this experience because it can help you to grow. That's for some of you in here who are still complaining about certain things, which means now you're not observing the situation because you're feeling it, which leads to a complaint. I'm telling you, when you really sit there and observe things, oh, when it comes to seeing the true colors of a person, listen, if you got Mercury and Sag like me, you're gonna laugh at the shit, and then people really gonna think you're heartless. But it's okay. That's just how you're built. You're focused as a Mercury and Sag with or ninth house, you have this focus of the solution. All you gotta hear about the problem is just one time. Any other time after that, you not that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? So we got the 12th house coming out. Let me see what the energy is saying here. I feel like we already covered the message about releasing the emotional blockages, seeing things for what it is, capturing your own demons. Because some people choose this path and end up seeing things that they end up becoming afraid of and calling things outside themselves to liberate them, when what it is that they're seeing in this space of darkness has everything to do with them. You seeing yourself. That's all. Ooh, the world card. Okay. Okay. 29, Saturn return could be significant, and the hostilities that you're experiencing, and it's showing up only for you to observe it and move on. You have the world here, all tied up. Yeah, and it came out in reverse. Come on with it. Come on with it. Yeah, this is definitely completing the cycle. So if you're here in this message, everything that's happening for you right now, you may be uncomfortable, but just know you're in a state of closing out a major big one. Okay. Let's look at this. See, somebody might watch this video, right, and get annoyed by that. This ain't the channel for you. Everything you gotta, you just use it all. Use it all. Archangel Metatron. Ooh wee. Speaking of seeing things for what it is, this is the sixth chakra, the mind's eye. Ooh wee. Okay, let me pull some more cards here. Let me see what y'all got going on. Releasing emotional blockages. You got Metatron assisting you. Oh, storm warning. There's a storm warning for the world. Okay. Either the world around you or the world in general as a collective. Human beings, all things living, not just human beings, all things living. This is living too. This is living too. All things living. We have the Magician and the Mirror coming up under All Tied Up. I'm going to let y'all know what this is saying. Let me just get some cards here. Ooh, taking action. Some of you could be noticing that you're what you normally eat, you're shifting more to an earthy way of feeding yourself, especially with this full moon in Virgo. So usually when you're entering, especially Virgo's energy, it has a lot to do with the way you consume foods or what you're consuming and it helping you. So this could be a change in nutrition, like just a random change in your nutrition, like you've been wanting to eat healthier, go follow that. It's definitely going to bring you the strength that you've been looking for to close out these cycles so you can be the eye of the storm here. Because all of these changes are happening globally. So some of you can feel all of it. Garden and the Gate coming up under All Tied Up in reverse. The Magician and the Mirror. Garden and the Gate. See, you're no longer stopping yourself from these possibilities or these doors that you have access to, which you always had access to, but you had to allow the energy to rise to the throat chakra so that way you know the truth of the access that you have in all these different worlds. Shit. Okay. I'm hearing it's not what it seems. Have patience. Something is not what it seems. Have patience. And you having patience is also going to allow you, goddess of the moon, it's also going to allow you to see the pivotal points of all of the phases that you have been going through and how crucial it was for you to go through these phases, so that way you know what to express gratitude towards, even the ones where you feel like you shouldn't be, but it made you uncomfortable enough for you to grow. Okay.